Go, you. Attaboy, G-Money. Wait, let me stop before we get a copyright strike on YouTube. But you get the idea. It's final countdown. We're getting down to the stretch run on the JON. Let's look at week 11.
All right, guys, welcome back to On the JON. This is our final week of the regular season, and there's going to be some great games, so come out and support the local kids in general. We'll start with my look ahead, starting this week. Like we just talked about, it's the last week of the season, and it's crunch time for a lot of teams in the local areas. Who's going to get the home field? Who's going to have to travel to play on the road next week on the playoffs and drive 2 to 3 hours possible? You never know. All right, Briarcrest at Ensworth. I should say that one for last, but I just looked at it this past week a little bit more in detail, and Ensworth has actually lost a playoff or a region game now. So it's going to go down to that game at Ensworth. Briarcrest at Ensworth. Ensworth lost a tough one to Brentwood Academy last week. Collierville at Arlington. Whitehaven at Bartlett in a key game for both teams there. If Bartlett wins, there is a big shot they make the playoffs. Millington at Bolivar, another game, a region game that could probably go either way. Millington traveling down Highway 64 to Bolivar. Covington at Bolton. Could Covington rebound after Haywood's 33-0 win last week? Germantown at Cordova. Mumford at Central. First place is on the line in this game. Like Thomas said last week, because Central had looked ahead last week to Mumford against Christian Brothers and got their first loss on the year. So that'll be a region game at Crump. Brentwood Academy at MUS. That game is going to basically be based on seeding. Brighton at Southwind. Christian Brothers at St. Benedict. ECS at St. George's. And another key region game, FACS travels to Trinity Christian in Jackson. And then Houston hosts White Station now. There's a schedule change, so be on the lookout for that. All right, guys. Now the next point is my players of the week. Let's give Troy Martin from Collierville 3 touchdown runs against Bartlett, and there were runs up 21, 2, and 49. Tipton Rosemark quarterback in a key region game against the FACS last week, 21-19 winners. He had 20 carries, folks, for 257 yards, touchdown runs of 47, 48, and 8.
Mr. Painful.
What's that?
Mr. Painful.
Yeah. And then good old Dallin Hayden, the Ohio State commit, 5 touchdowns total last week against Central. And then special teams, David Caldron for FACS 87-yard kickoff return. All right, let's do some score recaps for the area as well from last week. MUS 45, Pier 22, Collierville 35, Bartlett 6, Briarcrest 56, SBA 7, Tipton Rosemark 21, FACS 19. Millington, a huge win at home on senior night, 47-6 over McNary. Christian 42, Central 28 in my game of the week because Christian really needed that win to get some momentum for this week against St. Benedict and still maybe make the playoffs. Dyer County 61, Brighton 50. I know Brighton lost in that game, but it sounded like it went down to the wire and the game could have gone either way in that one. Germantown 44, White Station 7, Houston 42, Arlington 13, Bufford 55, Kingsbury 14, and then Whitehaven 40, Cordova 6. Alright guys, my surprise of the week. We finally saw a team that stopped Covington's offense on running the football. Haywood 33, Covington 0. Hopefully Covington will get some momentum this week against Bolton and get some ready games against Covington as well. Because Covington's running game has definitely been up to par all year until now, or until last week. So it looks like give us some Haywood 33-0. That's why I'm surprised, because Covington really didn't score and they really didn't move the football against Chris Smith and Haywood and Logan Rebstock as well. All right, guys, my takeaway of the week. Let's give Millington Central High School Lady Trojans soccer team. I know they lost a sub-state game. We're their first ever hosting a sub-state game. Great season for Lady Trojans. Lost a tough one to Dyersburg this past Saturday morning for advance to go to state and lost 3-2. So, Lady Trojans, congratulations on a great season. Collierville soccer and Houston soccer are the bigger classifications that have made the state tournament in our class. And then St. George's is also a state participant this year in the Chattanooga. So enjoy that road trip across the state, different time zone. So everybody get their rest, whoever's going to state, and watch these girls. And I'm kind of surprised that there was not more teams as well going to that state. But hey, this year, with being COVID, it's been a crazy year in general. And I look forward to next week, playoff edition.
Hey, thank you, John, once again. I know you're freshly back from Orlando. Tough one for our Tigers down there, but hey, when you're playing a backup quarterback, things happen. And hey, this is that time of year when it's October, November, things happen on the gridiron. And in the high school ranks, we're getting close to playoff time, and we're getting close to determining our Power 10 champion here at West 10 Media. Over the years, we had Germantown winning a couple of times. We had Bartlett winning last year. So Houston Mustangs, that great team, Lincoln Perry won it back in the day. Who's going to be the 2021 champion? But here's our top 10, how it breaks down. At number 10, the Brighton Cardinals went up there in the offensive shootout against Dyer County, took a tough one. They have Southwind this week. Then we have our number 9, the defending champs at 5-4 Bartlett, tough one in Whitehaven with playoff implications involved. Number 8, the Tipton Rosemark Academy Rebels, big win over FACS, two young up-and-coming teams with two young up-and-coming coaches. They're going to be a close rivalry for years to come. Number 7, MUS. Is MUS starting to hit a stride? No, they took a nice convincing win against Pierre Academy. They have Brentwood Academy upcoming this week. We'll see if they're ready to start rolling as they're 6-3. At number 6, this might be the best number 6 team ever in our Power 10, the 7-2 Mumford Cougars. The showdown in Memphis Central. That's where I'll be heading this week for Friday to see who's going to be number 1 in Region 8-5A. After a big win against Kingsbury for the Mumford Cougars, now Central will be prime and ready to try to take that title away from them. Number 5, the Covington Chargers at 6-2. Surprising win from Haywood, and the dumbest that they had was that the reality check that Covington needs to get ready for the playoffs. They have Bolton this week. Number 4, ECS. They take on St. George's after a week off to see if the Eagles are ready to fly, pun intended. Okay, number 3, Germantown Red Devils at 7-2. They finished the season up with Cordova, big win over White Station. Are they hitting a stride? Now our top 2. The 2 main teams that could win the Power 10 championship this year, because they're both undefeated. The Collierville Dragons, 9-0, take a trip to Arlington to conclude the season. Can they continue their dominance on defense? And at number 1, at 9-0, the Briarcrest Saints. They go to Ensworth, big game on the road, heading out there. Ensworth gets up for the big games. They've been a little inconsistent, but when they see a team that's a traditional power coming to their house, they will be ready. So can Briarcrest bring it back? Can the Saints come marching in at 10-0 into the playoffs? And then we're going to get ready for our playoff preview soon. Next week, we're going to wrap up the regular season. Then John going to put on his prediction hat to see if he can pick those first round games as we give y'all a good playoff preview, all our area teams. But like he said, it's been a crazy, kooky year. We don't know what to expect. But hey, one thing you know for sure, we'll be on the jump. We'll see you next week.
And if anybody wants to bring some headgear for me, I would appreciate it.